On December 11, 1993, a quiet afternoon turned into a nightmare when a 12-story condominium in Malaysia suddenly collapsed, killing 48 people.
Terdapat 44 penghuni berada dalam bangunan semasa kejadian pada pukul 1.35 tengah hari.
Sehingga ini kerja-kerja mencari dan menyelamatkan mangsa diteruskan.
Penyelamat yakin lebih banyak mangsa akan dikeluarkan sedikit masa lagi.
What should have been a secure home became a death trap in seconds. Decades later, the Highland Towers tragedy remains a haunting sight for all Malaysians. What went wrong? The Highland Towers collapse is one of Malaysia's most tragic structural failures. On 11 December 1993, Block 1 of the Highland Towers, a 12-story condominium in Taman Hillview, Ulu Kelang, Selangor, collapsed due to a massive landslide, killing 48 people. This disaster exposed serious issues in construction practices, hill slope development, and government oversight. Highland Towers was a 3-block condominium complex built in the late 70s to the early 80s. It was meant to provide luxury hillside living with scenic views of Kuala Lumpur. Each block had about 138 units and was fully occupied at the time of the collapse. The towers were built on a hillside, and behind them was a steep slope. A retaining wall was constructed to stabilize the soil, but improper planning and maintenance led to the disaster. A new housing development began nearby, involving tree clearing and stream diversions, which increased water flow into the hill behind the towers. Unfortunately, the retaining wall was not strong enough to withstand the added pressure. Cracks began appearing in the retaining wall, the ground started shifting, and residents noticed minor tilting in the buildings. Several small landslides had already occurred in the area before the main collapse. Days of heavy rainfall had saturated the hillside, causing water to build up behind the already compromised retaining wall. Over time, the excessive water pressure destabilized the soil, making the slope increasingly unstable. At 1:30 p.m., 11th of December 1993, the inevitable happened. The hill behind Block 1 gave way, triggering a massive landslide. A massive wave of mud, water, and debris rushed downhill, slamming into the building's foundation. The sudden impact caused the entire structure to tilt forward before collapsing within seconds. The 12-story tower crumbled into a pile of concrete and steel, trapping dozens underneath the rubble as dust and debris filled the air. Firefighters, police, and military immediately launched search and rescue efforts. Survivors trapped in the rubble could be heard calling for help, but the unstable remains of the building make rescue efforts extremely dangerous. Despite all efforts, only 3 people were pulled out alive.
Sebab satu kejayaan, sebab kita dapat mengeluarkan mangsa hidup 2 orang, seorang kanak-kanak dan seorang pembantu rumah.